about the power of life and death is in the tongue. It's Friday. Why don't you speak some good stuff, man? God done brought you through the week. Let's pray. Father, thank you for bringing us through the week, Lord God. Thank you, Lord God, because, Lord, so many things could have gone wrong, but we praise God and thank God that, Lord, he did right to us, even when we did not deserve it. But, Lord, we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. You know, the interesting thing about speaking life, about speaking words of life, is that according to Proverbs, the best words usually begin with silence. If you want to give life with your tongue, start by listening. Proverbs 10:19 says, when there are many words, sin is avoidable. But the one who controls his lips is prudent. Proverbs 12:18 says, there is one who speaks rashly like a piercing sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Proverbs 15:28 says, the mind of the righteous person thinks before answering, but the mouth of the wicked bursts out evil things. Proverbs 29:20 says, do you see someone who speaks too soon? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Oh my goodness. Get a hold to that. Read it for yourself. Go to the word and read it for yourself. Proverbs is all about wisdom. Get wisdom. In all you're getting, get wisdom, my brothers and sisters. How much headaches could be avoided if we listened? Instead, while others talk, we're busy reloading. We crowd others out with the sound of our own voice. Sometimes the best thing you can say to another person is not say anything at all. Our lips, yes, our lips need breaks. Oh, my Lord, I'm going to ask you a question. Does your lips have a braking system? Does it know how to hit the brakes? If you want to learn the language of healing, start by listening. Start by listening. Stop talking so much and just begin to listen. There's power, my brothers and sisters, in listening. Listen, Ephesians 4:29 said, let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth. In other words, put some breaking power on it. But let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification. My brothers and sisters, when you stop talking, you can listen instead of trying to think of other things to say while someone is talking to you. How about just let go and just say, okay, Lord, I need you to lead me and to guide me through this conversation. I don't want to say anything that I'm going to regret. I don't want to say anything that's going to prove that there might be some ignorance in me. I'm not going to give the enemy a foothold. I'm going to hold my tongue and ask you to hold my peace, Father. Lord, we thank you for today, Lord God. And Lord, let this message go forward and encourage someone, and let everybody know that there is a way out of their mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask your neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Finally Friday. Open phones. We haven't had, we've been busy. We've had people on, things going on here on Ask Your Neighbor. So open phones, here we are. There's a lot going on for us to talk about. I mean, there's the national stuff that's just horrible. Assassination. 31-year-old father of two, Charlie Cook. That's terrible. Got that going on a national basis. I'm sure people have something to say about that. That's fine. Locally, we put a story up yesterday where an adult parent got into Clinton High School. I don't know how they got past all the whatever. Ended up in a fight with a juvenile student. The parent got arrested for assault on a juvenile student. But the question that was being asked to me is, how in the world did a parent get into the high school, get all the way down to the cafeteria, get into a fight with a student at a cafeteria, run off from the school administration, and then the officer got there. They located the parent and the fighting students. Anyway, the parent was arrested for assault on a juvenile. That's on our website right now, but with the shooting going on last week at the Catholic school, church/school, and everything else, security, where we've got a parent walk into the high school and assault a student. Jeez. And then speaking of the high school, you know, we went through the grade-changing scandal. We went through all of that. We've suffered through that. Still no real answers yet. A lot of it has been swept under the rug. Some of it is out there, but the acting principal that oversaw all of that through the grade-changing scandal, Dan Jenkins, the Anderson County grand jury has returned indictments on him. That's also on our website. Many of you have been asking me about this for some time, and we certainly were aware of it, but we needed to wait on law enforcement and the grand jury to do their thing. But former Clinton High School principal Dan Jenkins has been arrested on DUI, reckless endangerment, violation of the open container law, and use of a mobile phone while driving. These indictments were returned by the Anderson County grand jury. Jenkins was arrested yesterday. He turned himself in at the Anderson County jail, and he was there for about 20-some minutes. They processed him, took his picture, and then I guess sent him home on bond. But that's going on out there now. That was from a wreck back in Memorial Day. You remember the head-on collision on the Green Bridge. These charges have grown out of that. So, man alive, there's a lot going on. Our local stuff with parents walking into school and beating up students. That's a fact. It happened. Look it up. It's on our website. You can look it up on the... and we had that story, too. That happened week before last. We had that, but I try to get everything confirmed. What I ended up doing is just actually publishing the statement of the officer. So that way there's no conjecture. Took the students' names out of it and just basically transposed the statement of the officer that was on hand and responded to, and ended up arresting the adult that was assaulting the student. So there you go. There's a lot, and anything. You don't have to stay with those subjects. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. But there it is. Those are some of the things that are out there today on our website, on our news page, on our Facebook page, things that are going on nationally. The father of the person that shot Charlie Cook, evidently, his son confided in him. He went to their pastor, and his father is, I think, a longtime member of the sheriff's department there. Anyway, they turned him in. He's in custody. Going to get the death penalty and deserves it. Good morning, WYSH. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor on WYSH.
Good morning, Mr. Meredith.
Good morning, David Queener. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. It's finally football time.
Well, it's finally football time. This is going to be the real game coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, the season starts tomorrow for Tennessee, in my opinion, anyway.
I agree.
It's the real season starts tomorrow, so at 3:30, we'll find out what the Vols have got, whether they've got it or whether they don't.
I say Vols by 10. I say Tennessee by 10.
You think the Vols by 10?
I'm telling you, I think we'll do it. Vols by 10. I think we're going to get a touchdown and a field goal over them. As long as our defense can just hold up. Our offense is okay. Our defense is what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Well, I've been pleasantly surprised with the offense.
Me too.
We'll see tomorrow. So we'll see tomorrow how it turns out. I say, man, I hate to pick. As soon as I pick Tennessee, they're going to get beat.
No.
You know how that goes.
I know, brother. No, you're pretty spot on when you pick them. They're pretty much there. They're up to the task.
I'm gonna say Tennessee by 10.
There we go. We got a David Queener Tennessee pick. Yeah, Jasper's happy.
I'm gonna say by 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna say by 3 because it is a huge game. I mean, I don't think Tennessee's beat them in the last 8 years. I believe I'm right on that.
Yep.
Something like that. And I don't think Georgia's as good as they've been in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, Georgia's good, but I don't think they're as dominant and good as they've been in the past, though.
Yep, I agree with you 100% on all levels. And I'll take 3. I'll take 1. I'll take a safety and 2. I'll take anything as long as we win.
I heard that. And then tonight, the Dragons play. I think tonight's a must-win for Clinton. I think Clinton's got to get off the snide tonight.
I agree.
They need to win tonight. If not, there's not many more opportunities for them to get a win.
We should have won last week. We played well. We had more yards. We just made too many youthful mistakes, but we should have won that game last week. We could have won that game last week.
Yeah, we've not played good defensively. Offensively, it's like we're clicking and rolling, but defensively, we've not played very well. Just from what I've listened to on the radio, listen to Walt and Jim and your son. Man, your son's doing a good job this year.
Thank you. I'm proud of him.
You can tell that, he's been doing it for just a little while now. It's like he's got a little bit more comfortable. That's me, and I'm not an expert or anything, but you can tell a difference in him this year on the radio than what it was last year. That's my opinion.
He's really excited.
Nobody but me.
He's excited. He really is. He enjoys doing it. It gives me great pleasure to listen to him doing it. He likes it. I think we're going to start. I literally been on the phone with Brad this morning or texting back and forth. I'm ordering our video equipment next week. I don't know if we'll get it up and running before the end of the football season, but I am going to start streaming every single game of the Clinton Dragons football home and away on video so that we can sell commercials and so that we can get, some good professional audio to go along with the video. And that way we can deliver the games on a consistent basis. We don't have to worry about donations or whatever. We'll sell it to advertisers and go out and bring it to people. So we are definitely, and that's something that James David's going to kind of head up with me. So we're doing it. I've been going through and trying to make a list here this morning. Brad's been sending me stuff that I need to get, but we're going to do it. I don't know if we'll have it up and going by the end of the year. They say I can buy the stuff that I need, and literally it's plug and play. All I got to do is set up the website for tell people where to go to watch it. So I'm doing it. I've been working on it this morning. So fingers crossed.
I heard that. So like I said, he's done a good job. He's made some comments about the game that I agreed with him 100% on. He's, in my opinion, he was right on. So
I got to be careful.
I know you got to be proud of him for what he's for what he's done. Because, listen, it is not easy getting on radio or TV, either one, and talking. People think it's real easy, but it's not.
No, it's not, but he comes by it honest. He does come by it honest. He don't know a stranger. He'll talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime, you know. So he comes by it honest.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you, David. I really do appreciate it. His head will swell when I tell him.
There's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I think he's doing a really good job. And then, Walt and Jim, that's two classmates of mine back in the day. So it's good to hear them on there and talking Clinton football. And we need to get off the snide tonight. We need to get a win tonight.
I think we will. I'm predicting a win for the Dragons tonight too. I really do. I hope they can just tighten the defense a little, fewer mistakes, and we can win.
Well, we need to. I mean, it's we need, like I said, we need to get this win now. I think it's a must win tonight.
I do too.
For the Dragons, they need to win tonight. So just like Tennessee tomorrow, I'm not going to say Tennessee's a must win tomorrow, but they don't need to if they get beat, they don't need to get blowed out though.
I agree. We're going to win. We're going to win. I'm in. We're winning.
Are you going?
No, I'm not going. We're going up. Guess where I'm going this weekend? I'm going up to the Treehouse Resort in Pigeon Forge, or it's in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. Staying in a treehouse tonight. It's supposed to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be like kind of treehouse you and I had growing up. It's supposed to be like sleeps 12 people, and it's really nice. So we'll see.
Well, we need somebody to video that.
You need somebody to video me falling out of it.
Yeah, we need somebody to video you. Yeah, you won't fall out of it.
I hope not.
I've not actually seen it in person, but I have seen some shots of it, and it really looks nice, and that's from what I've seen anyway.
Well, Tracy's got us set up and ready to go, so when I finish up here today, that's where we're headed.
Well, buddy, have a good time, and maybe the Dragons and maybe the big balls will win tomorrow, and it'll even be a better day for you.
Let me switch gears on.
I'll see you Monday, and
yes,
from just what I heard you talk about before you got me on the phone, it really doesn't sound like we're going to have a lot to talk about.
We're going to have a lot to talk about, brother. There's a lot out there cooking.
Oh, yeah, there is. There's a lot going on. I couldn't believe the story that a parent actually went in Clinton High School and made it down to the cafeteria. Now, I don't know. You've got kids over there. Where do you go in now to go in at the high school? You go in on the top in the circle still?
That's where I always
down on the bottom.
That's where I always go in, the top on the circle, because they've got the buzzer up there. That's where I buzz in at. So I don't know.
If you buzzed in from up there, you got to go all the way down that hallway and go down a set of stairs to get down to the cafeteria.
Well, that's, if you read Officer Strunk's report, when he got there, they told him that the adult had already been in a fight at the cafeteria, in front of the cafeteria, and then when they approached, ran off. And so then Officer Strunk found him. I can't remember where he found him in the school, maybe somewhere near the stairs, but it's all right there. I just, instead of trying to tell the story, I just went and copied the police, his report, so that way it's in his words and his view, just took the kids' names out of it. But the question is, especially in lieu of things that happened last week at the church, Catholic Church, with the kids and stuff like that, is, we've got school resource officers, SROs, in the schools as well. Luckily this wasn't any worse than it was, but a parent went in and beat up a high school student. That's not any good. That's not real good at all. So
no, I agree with you. I would just assuming, Clinton High School is a pretty good sized school, just like Anderson County is. I would assume that officer probably was
on the
not
other side.
In the cafeteria. It doesn't sound like he was in the cafeteria at the time, but
no,
or someplace else. And
I'm not pointing fingers or saying there's any fault or anything. I'm just saying, everybody ought to take heed. You know what I mean? Whether it be the school or whether it be the parents or whatever, and just understand that somebody wants to get in, if they can, and we'll have to tighten that up and make sure that nothing else like that happens. And I'm sure Robbie's on it. I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he is. All right, buddy, I'll see you Monday morning then. Hey, have a good weekend, and go Vols and go Dragons.
Go Vols, go Dragons. I'll see you from the trees.
That's pretty good right there.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor, WYSH.
Hey, Ron, what's going on?
Hey, Clay, I'm just sitting right here talking and hanging out and having fun.
I was hoping I'd get in there for David, because David might could answer this, or you might know, too.
Okay.
I've heard several different stories. What's going on with Bill's small engine? I've heard they totally sold out. I've heard they're moving. I've heard somebody else bought it.
They sold it to the boy up the interstate, didn't they, Jasper? They sold it to...
Well, he had bought it, but it's been up for sale since
he bought it?
Yeah.
So they're moving everything.
Slade Smitty is the actual owner of...
Slade bought it.
But I think he's getting ready to sell that.
That's where I stopped to get on with all stuff, and it's on the way home, and that was always easy.
Yeah. Well, Jasper thinks... we know Slade bought it, and then I guess he's got it up for sale now. I don't know. Maybe he's moving everything back, just combining it all at the interstate. I don't know, but that's all we know.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Well, buddy, and if we find out any different, we'll tell you.
All right, buddy.
See you. Bye-bye.
We'll see you.
865-457-1380, 877-711-4005. Whatever it is that is on your mind today, whatever it is that you've got that you'd like to ask about, if there is anything you'd like to ask about, if there's anything you'd like to comment about, and I'm not joking when I say this, since August, since the wreck, back on Memorial Day, we're talking about, was it August? No, not August. It was back, man alive, months ago, Memorial Day. The Memorial Day accident coming in on the last week of May. A lot of folks have been asking, about the accident on the Green Bridge. There were rumors flying around everywhere, and then we heard the same things, but we needed to wait before we broke any stories. We had information. We just needed to wait until the grand jury finished what they were doing. And the grand jury would have indicted earlier, but they had some things come up that took precedent over this. But if you just are joining us, former Principal Dan Jenkins, grand jury's returned indictments of DUI, reckless endangerment, violation of the open container law, and use of a mobile phone while driving. In an accident that you guys might remember happened on the bridge. They actually brought in LifeStar. They ended up not using it, but they brought in LifeStar. Happened on the Green Bridge Memorial Day weekend, May 31, I think it was. And so that is what came out of all that. There's a story with it. You guys can go on the website and read it if you are interested. Ask Your Neighbor. Good morning, WYSH.
Yeah, I have a question. The big metal storage containers, are you legally allowed to put those in the city on your property? Or do you have to get a permit? How does that work? Does anybody know?
I'm going to assume, you know what, with a metal container, I don't know how they have that ordinanced. I know if you put something like a building or something like that, you usually would have to get a permit.
A building permit, yeah.
I put up one of those little lean-to carports one time, and I didn't realize I needed a permit for that, and they came around and cited me, and I had to go get a permit. So I'm going to assume you would. I don't know if you put an outbuilding, like I bought one of those outbuildings 10 by 10 at Home Depot and put it up in my backyard, and I didn't get a permit. So I don't know if you need to. I don't know. I'll see if I can find out what the where's and more are all for them. Okay.
Well, yeah, I was looking at one of those 20 and 30 foot metal, look like a shipping box or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you could put it in the city or not. I don't know who to contact. City councilman?
No, well, you could. Or you could just call down to the city. The Public Works Department is who you talk to. They might pass you to our ordinance director, the guy that goes out and looks for that stuff. Okay. But you certainly, Public Works it'd be a good place to start. Just call down City Hall and ask for Public Works. Bill Riggs or those. I've
noticed several businesses had them, like Ace and Dollar General and stuff like that.
That's true. You're right.
I guess I'll just have to go to a city council or contact one and find out.
Well, like I said, you could probably call the front office right now, speak to Public Works. I don't know if Bill's in or who all's down there, but somebody should be able to tell you if you need a permit to put that in there. But you're right. A lot of businesses do have them now that you mention it. So,
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And if I find out, I'll put it on the radio for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Somebody call me or text me. They're in the city. If you're going to put – see, that's a storage container, so I don't know how that falls. I know if you build something, you got to get a building permit, but I don't know if you just put a storage container out. Because I'm going up to our friends at Mountain Barn Builders. I want to go up to the Rocky Top location. I'm going to do this pretty soon because my building is, I said 10 by 10. It's 8 by 8, I believe, and it's just too small. So I need about 20 by 8 or 10. I need bigger than 8 by 8 substantially. So I'm going to move my little 8 by 8 building over to where I've got a little area I'm putting a garden in next season. So I'm going to move it over there and put all of Tracy's garden stuff in it and put me a new one out by my garage. I don't know what kind of permit you need. I'll find out one way or another, because if I put a building out there or put something out there, I'll find out if I need it, and if I need it, you'll need it if you put one. Good morning. Ask your neighbor on WYSH.
Well, good morning to you, Ron.
Hello,
Meredith.
Brother Mike. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, I guess. There, I sold my pellet rifle yesterday.
Hot diggity.
Oh yeah, they were tickled to death with it. That thing's got the power done. I said, I'm telling you, I've got sold. I couldn't even hardly break it down.
Hey, you know, a lot of those pellet pistols are right near 22. You know,
oh yeah,
they got a little bit of a kick on them, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you. But I was looking on your website there a few minutes ago. Had that Dan Jenkins picture on there. The way he was smiling, you thought he'd hit the lottery or something. I thought, that burn you not realize you're in trouble here, pal?
I've had a number of people that have said that. I don't, I just say, when it rains, it pours. Bless their hearts. I hate all that's going on for everybody involved in this kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm telling you that. It's you can laugh about it a little bit, but it is actually pretty sad.
Yeah, and serious. It really is, But
I mean, it's not like there's so much sadness going on in this world right now. That is just, and I don't know if I'm assuming it's probably politically motivated there, that deal with that young man, Charlie Kirk there. And that guy, I don't know how he was able to retain as much knowledge for a 31-year-old as he did, but he would talk to either side of the aisle.
Oh, yeah, he would talk, and he could debate, and you know what I mean? And he never lost his temper. You never seen him, when people were calling him he never called names back. He just, it's like a throwback to the old days when politicians would stand with each other and debate,
Exactly.
That's what he did, and I always enjoyed watching him. I watched him debate with a father and a son, and the father was was liberal as liberal could be, and the son had turned conservative, and the son was there, announcing conservative values, and the dad was there, saying, I don't know what happened to my kid. And it was funny the way that he brought them together, because he told the son, he was like, first of all, you need to respect your father. That's your dad. Because the kid was they were kind of, he was yelling at him. He was kind of, disparaging his dad for being a liberal. He was like, first of all, respect your father. You might see different politically, but that's your dad. You shouldn't talk to him like that. And it was just cool. But by the end of the conversation, all three of them were having a big conversation and getting along,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look it up.
Oh, okay. He was over here at UT.
Yeah, just a week before last.
Well, I know it wasn't too long ago.
Yep.
But I don't know if they evidently I guess they've made an arrest in the case there, and I don't know how old the guy was that shot him or anything.
Yeah, the information I've been getting is that, for one, his father is a 28-year veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department there. They had just met the night before talking about how much each of them hate Charlie. The FBI says the father has admitted he had dinner with his son, and they both discussed how much they hated Charlie Cook and that he was coming to Utah. His father is a 28-year veteran of the police department.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and then I've got a picture of him and his dad having dinner that night. He's confessed to killing Charlie Cook. It doesn't say how old he is, but, I mean, again, I don't know if he's mentally imbalanced. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't know what there was to hate about Charlie Cook. I really don't. Or Charlie Kirk. I don't know what there was to hate about him, no matter what side of the aisle you were on. He just believed like he believed, and if you cared to talk with him, he'd tell you why he believed it, but he'd listen to why you did too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's what he did there for sure there. I thought I read somewhere, too, where, and I can't remember who it was, that somebody that's got a wealth of money there is taking care of his funeral expenses and his kids' college and a bunch of other things.
I don't know. I would say that there will be no lack of outpouring of support for her and her children and his legacy. You know, people think they shut folks up when they do that, and really all they do is ignite millions of others that, you know, there are a lot of people that were passive probably about Charlie Cook and what he stood for. They believed him, they sided with him, but they were passive and quiet. Many of them are not going to be passive and quiet now after what happened.
Oh, yeah, they will wake up now for sure. I did see where, I'm sure you've seen it too there, and I can't remember. It was at some college somewhere here in Tennessee, this lady had spoke up about, you know, justice or something other, and she got her butt fired.
Doesn't surprise me. Our schools, again, I don't want them indoctrinating people to conservative values any more than I want them indoctrinating people to liberal values. I just think they need to educate people. They don't need to indoctrinate. They need to educate and go on their way, and people will figure out what and where they are on their own. But today, in our elementary schools, in our junior high schools, or high schools and college, there is definitely an indoctrination to transgender, homosexuality. All of this stuff is not just being accepted, it's being promoted, taught. They are literally being groomed. And I don't care what anybody says, I can show you and prove it. I mean, all I got to do is pull the books out and show and read them to you. So I just don't think there's a place for that in school. We need to get back to reading, writing, and arithmetic and let the rest of it work itself out.
Yeah, but I think this lady there was at a university.
Doesn't surprise me. If you say it's worse there, if you're not a liberal there, they'll throw you off and, you know, fire you.
She, I mean, she had something to do with interacting in the students every day there, and I guess the president and everybody else at that university said, we don't need somebody like this around kids.
Yeah, that believes in justice and the American way. You know why? Because they think they are ashamed of America. They think that we've done something wrong because of our success. I don't know why people don't realize it. I mean, you know, God ordained what we are. Our founding fathers, although they were brilliant and wise, what they wrote was divinely inspired. I don't think they would have come up with it without God. And so, you know, this company is based on Judeo-Christian values, whether the people like it or not. That's what it's based on. I mean, that's the foundation of the country, and that's what's going to rise up through the country for as long as we are a country. I don't know why people fight so hard against that. I really don't. I don't understand it. Take everything out of it. Take all the religion and everything out of it. And let's just say the practices of conservatism, you know, and the practices of Christianity. Just treat someone the way you want to be treated. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with teaching that in school? That's the golden rule in the Bible. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So why do we get so angry to teach that in school? Why is that terrible? Just because it's in the Bible, it's still a wonderful social practice to teach children. You treat little Billy the way you want little Billy to treat you. But we don't teach that now because it's in the Bible. And if it's in the Bible, it's conflict of, religious and politics or government and religion. So we can't do that. We don't need it in the schools. That's exactly what we need in the schools. But just me.
Well, and I'm not necessarily hating on anybody or anything like that either, whichever side of the aisle that you lean on. But my personal experience, the people on the left-hand side, you can't have a conversation with 90% of them. They're mad.
Yeah, they start off mad.
Yeah.
They start mad and end, furious, crazy, out of control.
You can't have just a normal conversation with them.
Not when it comes to politics or when it comes to you can always tell a liberal, just walk in a crowd and holler, "Go Trump," and you'll see their heads start popping off. You know what I mean?
Their heads will snap around.
Oh yeah, you could tell the liberals really quick because they start turning red and you'll start hearing cursing and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is. They're but anyway, I thought I heard you talking earlier this week that maybe you going to the game tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to the game tomorrow. I was. I'm Tracy and I are going up Gatlinburg. We're going to take a day and go up there. I'm going to the Resort Treehouse. I'm going to stay in a treehouse. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. I am going to be watching. James David's going. He's going to the game tomorrow. I took Trey and his girlfriend to lunch on Wednesday, and they were talking about how excited everybody is about it. So it's going to be a big game. This is our biggest game of the season yet. I think we're going to win it. I think by 10. David picked them by 3. And if you are going, you're going to have great weather for it. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm actually, for the first time in 8 years, I'm actually feeling pretty good about it.
Me too. I am. No, I don't want to.
You remember, excuse me, the last time we beat Georgia?
Yeah, with Butch Jones, 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. That Hail Mary put up.
Josh Dobbs to Jawan Jennings.
Yes, we were on the boat. Me and Trey were talking about that. We were on the boat watching it. And I had just, I was all excited. Then Georgia scored. We had 4 seconds. I was distraught. I was just sitting on the couch quiet. I wasn't grousing, but I was just, obviously I was mad. I was just sitting there watching. And then all of a sudden he backs up and that pass throws. And my eyes got big as $50, I'm sure. And when he caught it, that whole boat dock went crazy. You could hear us all the way up and down the lake.
I guess another reason why I remembered it so well, I was down at Crawdaddy's son-in-law's, Matthew McGee's, and so anyway, when the Tennessee defensive back let that Georgia wide receiver get behind them and them take the lead there, I was so
me too.
mad. I said, I'm out. I cannot stand watching these guys no more, and I went down his front steps, and I had my hands full of stuff there, and I tripped over the dog. And next thing I know, I was laying on the concrete at the bottom of the steps with my head cracked up.
Oh, Lord.
And they were like, oh, God, my grandson come out there and said, oh, God. He went back in the house, and he hollered at his daddy. He said, oh, I think Papa's dead. And they were debating on, do you need an ambulance or something? I said, no, I just need to get my bearings for a minute. And then the last thing I remember, Crawdaddy sticks his head out the door and said, Tennessee just won.
While you're laying on the concrete.
I'm laying there, and I thought, oh, God, had I only known, I wouldn't even have tried to elect it when I did.
I love it.
That was 8 years ago.
Gee whiz. Well, we're due. We're due. I think we're playing well enough. Defense just needs to tighten up a little bit. Josh knew that. He talked about it during the halftime of the ETSU game, talked about how sloppy we were playing. He was talking about our defense. So I'm sure he knows where they need to tighten up. If they just tighten it up a little bit and offense stays the way it is, I think we'll win. Like I said, I'm picking by 10. Queener picked by 3. What do you pick, Jasper? Jasper picking?
I'm saying Tennessee by 4.
He said Tennessee by 4. So there you go. 3, 4, and 10.
Well, I don't care if it's by a point.
Me too.
As long as we win.
I'm with you. I'm with you right there. As long as we win, it don't matter.
I heard a guy yesterday, and he was a former quarterback there, and I can't think of his name right off there at UCLA, and a former head coach there as well. But he said that he had watched both Georgia games and both Tennessee games, and he said that this Tennessee defense looks like the old Georgia defense.
Well, I'll tell you, talking to Sterling Hinton, Sterling came up here and spent about 2-3 hours with me and Jasper week before last, and he's down there with them on a daily basis. He hangs out with them. He watches them. He gets to be down there with practice. He talks to them and stuff, and he said we're on par with any team in the country right now. Period, bar none, as far as toughness, as far as being in shape, as far as our offense, and he's high on the defense too. I mean, our defense, we got a little, and I think we're a little slow in wide receiver, and we need some help in defense. But he said, just watch, because he is convinced this is one of the best teams we've ever had.
Oh wow!
Yep. So,
well, I guess we'll know a whole lot more about them after tomorrow.
Yes,
sure.
Sir. Faux show.
So I'm assuming you guys will be able to watch it from the treetops.
I hope so. Well, one way or another, I'm watching it. If I have to leave the treetops to find somewhere.
Oh gosh, I hear you there. You don't want to miss that one.
If you make it up there.
Yeah, really.
I'm feeling pretty good about the Dragons tonight as well there. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good weekend all the way around.
Me too. Fingers crossed, my friend. Fingers crossed.
But just going back on that principal again, their former principal there. When I was listening to you, that Jim Miller there, he kind of threw me off for a minute there. He was talking about an accident on
Llewellyn Bridge.
I'm not sure I know where that place is at. I've always heard
the Green Bridge. It's the Green Bridge. Everybody knows that.
Well, it's former Green Bridge anyway.
There you go.
But anyway, well, I hope you enjoy your weekend. You guys get up there and have a good time. Pull for the balls and pull for the Dragons tonight, too.
All right, Mike. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Have a good one, buddy. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 865-457-1380, 877-711-4005. What you got, J-Dog?
Well, I just want to remind everybody, if you have not voted yet for your top 100 Dragons, we'll be shutting the poll down here in about 2 more weeks and finalizing our votes and announce it.
Somebody asked me if we'd put the results. The results tally. You just click the link, top of our Facebook page. Right there's the results. So as they update, we update. That's the link to it. You can see... I think right now, Scotty Witt and Weston Hazelhurst, Larry Seaver, I don't know who else. There's a group in the top right there.
Well, our top 10, number 10 is Jermaine Shepard, 9, Jason Rhodey, 8, Joshua Keith, 7, Terry Benjamin, 6, Darren Scarborough, 5, Darian Stone, 4, Charles McCray, number 3, Larry Severs, number 2, Weston Hazelhurst, and number 1, Scotty Witt, which...
How many votes have been cast so far?
So far, there's been 639. This is from 4 days ago.
Okay.
Of course, Tuesday night, I will have in-studio guest Max Bertram, he is actually helping manage with this poll that we're taking here. So he will have some updated numbers.
All right. There you go. Like I said, you talk about a lot of ground covering this morning. We've got, of course, the national news. Is Tyler Robinson the name of the killer? Rob? He sent me that. Yep. 22-year-old. 22-year-old kid. Jeez. What is left of his life is ruined, and then they will most likely take it. They'll make it an example. Well, he needs to be made an example of. And then I wonder how his dad feels that they spent couple of hours just a couple of days ago talking about how much he vehemently hates Charlie Kirk, instilling that kind of hate in your kid. Because, I mean, if they sat there and talked about it for that long, like it says they did, him and his dad, how much they hate him, you think he thought his dad would be happy about what he did? Evidently he did. Way to go, Dad. I don't know. I'm reserving what I say, because if I start saying what I think, it'll turn into one of my epic Ron Meredith rants, and I'm not going to do that, or I'm doing my best not to do that. You guys can. I'm extremely aggravated, hurt, shocked at what happened. I really liked Charlie Kirk. I don't know why I keep saying Kirk. All right. And then we've got, we were talking about this too. I mean, week before last, beginning of school morning, a daughter calls her parent, said that she'd been in a fight. The parent comes back and then fights the kids. Now, you literally had a parent, it's all on our website, on our Facebook page, walk into Clinton High School on school day, school property, go through the halls, down to the cafeteria, find the person that they thought was fighting their daughter, and then the adult parent assaults the student. Not just then they flee because teachers intervene. Read the statement from the officer. And I say all that to say this, and I know, we're careful, and we live in a great community, Clinton, Tennessee. We don't have the worries of metropolitan areas, but, after you see what happened just week before last, school shooting, church, where they shot through the windows. It was secure, but they shot through the window. I don't know that you can provide absolute security, but you definitely can keep unhinged parents from coming in and beating the daylights out of a underage student, right? Pulling hair, holding on to the hair. The teacher couldn't get the adult to let go of the student's hair. The officer reviewed the videotape and security tapes in the school, and then they placed the adult under arrest of assault. But, that could have been a whole lot worse. You think about your kids, and we as parents, we do a lot for our kids, and we get emotional quick when it comes to our kids or grandkids. So I understand, the emotion. But some people, just going in and having a physical confrontation, it isn't enough. It could have morphed into something really bad really fast. And so be interesting to see how that's going to be addressed, if it's going to be addressed. Like, see what our school board has to say, how they're going to do that, because that, somebody's parent comes to the door and they're like, I'm here to get my daughter. You let them in, you don't know they're getting ready to go, then they're getting ready to lose their mind, start beating up juveniles. Right? And then, of course, as we're talking about, the former principal of Clinton High School resigned under the cloud of, nearly 2,000 grade changes in just a number of months for students. Many graduated with grades and grade point averages they didn't earn. Many were promoted with grade point averages they didn't earn. So the principal that ruled over that, Dan Jenkins, who resigned in the midst of it, arrested yesterday. Anderson County Grand Jury sends down indictments. Those indictments, Jenkins was charged with DUI, reckless endangerment, violation of the open container law, and use of a mobile phone while driving. When I first heard about it, that was a colorful incident because it was evidently transported to a hospital, then They literally used the word escaped from the hospital and had a private citizen transport him to a different hospital where law enforcement was not at. And so that's what took so long for the charges to be brought. I guess they had to send blood work and a lot of other stuff off. But anyway, that's all up on our website, too. So there's a lot going on in our little community. Not to mention, I think tonight's the Dragons' first win. I think tomorrow's going to be a big SEC win for the Vols. Let me get back to the phones. You guys can listen to me yammer on all the time. I want to hear from you. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor on WYSH. Good morning. Can I help you?
Good morning. I was calling in because I wanted to talk to Jasper Young.
Oh, you're on. You're on the air, and he's right here.
Well, that's my old Gitmo buddy. We go way back. That joker been a Tennessee fan since we was about 14 years old when I met him. And being that I'm from Georgia,
bless your heart,
I figured I'd give him a call and rouse him up because this is the only time I'm going to be able to talk any trash is before the game, because after the game, one of us ain't going to feel like hearing from the other one.
This is true. I got a feeling we're going to be on the top of this one, buddy.
But I'm going to tell you what, if you do, I'm just going to cheer for the SEC. I will say this, that I've told all my friends here that we got to be careful because the last time that I was at a Tennessee game, and I'm not trying to bring up anything or put any kind of hex on the Georgia team, but we were ranked number 1, and we come up there to a Tennessee team that won, I think, 2 games, and Jasper got us some seats up there in the student section, and I was the only Georgia fan within 100 miles, and I was screaming how good Noshawn Marino was and how great our defense was. And the first play of the game, he got the ball. They picked him up about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, walked him back about 4 yards, and slammed him down. And by the third quarter, I was singing Rocky Top.
That's kind of the way we like it to happen up here.
It was the most energetic, and I've been all over to games. I followed Georgia. I followed the Falcons. I've been to the Super Bowl. I go every year to the Georgia-Florida game, and I still say that the absolute most exciting, energetic, full stadium is y'all stadium, and I really wish we could have made it up there to go play. For me to go watch everybody play this weekend. I'm not going to make it, but, man, what a great stadium, what a great team, great community, and an awesome friend of mine that loves them Tennessee boys.
Well, my friend, once we get past this one, I'll wish you luck and follow the SEC as well. But this one, I hope we come out on top.
I want to see a really good game. I mean, this is going to be a big test for us. All those Georgia boys, we know Gunner very well. My kid played against him in high school, and he was phenomenal. He holds majority of the records for running and passing and touchdowns in the state of Georgia.
Wow.
But, this is basically his rookie season, and he's fixing to come up against a defense that loves to eat rookies for dinner.
We do.
So we're kind of excited to see what we have. We're also scared to death that he'll get exposed. He's showing a lot of weakness where he can't hardly get a ball over the line. We haven't tried but a couple deep passes all year. But we also know how Kirby is. He holds his strategy close to his sleeve. We haven't had to do any of those things.
I was getting ready to say, he usually don't show his cards till he's right there in the midst of the game. So
he learned from the best, Nick Saban. So
yep.
He's got a few things up his sleeve. Let's just hope that we can do something with it.
Well,
I'm really excited about Tennessee, man. I love your coach. I love his attitude. I love the culture that he has.
Yes.
You got a pretty good quarterback too, so that's going to help. Running game's good. Defense is phenomenal. So it's going to be a good game. I'm actually I'd planned on going to Pigeon Forge, and I talked to Jasper about us getting tickets, and I've had some setbacks this week for me. I couldn't make it, so I was supposed to leave yesterday. I didn't. So we've decided at the dealership that we're gonna have a big party in Tennessee. One of my salespeople here loves Tennessee, and we're going to do a Georgia-Tennessee tailgate party up here at the dealership. We're going to have a big crowd, doing hot dogs and giveaways and all that stuff.
Well, you guys down in Georgia, enjoy yourself, and we'll talk back here next week. And like you said, one of you or Jasper one won't want to talk to the other one.
I got to say, he's the most respectful Georgia fan there is on the face of this earth, because when Tennessee beat Alabama at Neyland Stadiums here a couple years ago, Dave and his wife sang Rocky Top, sent it to me in a video text.
Sure did.
Loved it.
That's right.
Love it.
I pull for them every single game.
Hey, Dave.
When they play us, I don't pull for them. But other than that, I love Tennessee. I go all the way back to Jasper bragging on Tennessee, wearing my favorite color, orange. That was my favorite color when we were in high school. And he's never wavered. I'm talking about he's like me. In the bad days of Georgia, I still love Georgia. In the bad days of Tennessee, he still loved Tennessee. And it's been a good friendship and a little rivalry between the two of us.
I appreciate you calling in today, brother.
Yes, sir. God bless y'all, and God bless America.
You too. Bye-bye.
See you, Dave.
See you, Dave. I'm saying 10. I don't know. I feel it. I could be wrong. What time's the game? 3?
3:30.
3:30?
3:30 kickoff.
And it's
I've
on
got it scripted.
ABC or
Yep.
CBS?
I'm not for sure which outlet. I know the ESPN game day will be there.
I knew
Candace Parker will be in the house.
Shut up. Candace Parker's guest picking?
Yes, she is.
Shut up.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I've got the game scripted out.
You know, we're talking about Charlie Kirk. She's of that generation. She and he did some stuff together early on. You know what I mean? She's young conservative as well. So, well, that'll be neat, interesting to see. Does anybody know what channel the game's on? I'm finding it. I'll see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, see, people are texting me now. Thank you. Looks like it's going to be on, well,
CBS, maybe?
FBS. No, that's not FBS. Good Lord, Ron. Doesn't say. Why would it not
See
tell
if
me?
Google knows.
You tell me if Google. Yeah, you check, see if Google knows. Let me know.
What network's carrying the Tennessee?
TV and streaming. Hang on, here we go. Okay. ESPN?
ABC.
Yeah. Okay. Works for me.
Google knows everything.
Yes, it does. All right, guys, I'll give you just a moment. 865-457-1380 to call in. Like I said, there's a lot going on. We'll cover a lot of this stuff, too, Monday with David on Queener's Corner, I'm sure. I can get David, we can get a little more of his perspective from a school board member about stuff at the school, from law enforcement, with regard to stuff with the accident, some of this other stuff. So we will pull from his school board wisdom, from his city council wisdom, and then from his law enforcement years on some of these topics on Monday, and anything else he has that he wants to bring with us. But that's Monday. Next week is busy. David is here on Monday. Mayor Frank is here on Tuesday. Sheriff Barker is here on Wednesday. David West is here on Thursday. And ASAP of Anderson County will be here next Friday. So we are definitely busy, and that's kind of a broad spread of our community. So should there be anything that you'd like to ask of any of those people, whether it be, of course, David can answer things with the city as a city councilman, Mayor Frank with the county as the county mayor, Russell is the sheriff. If there's something you need to ask, this is your opportunity. They'll be here, so call and let me know, and I'll definitely ask it for you. I'll be back in just a moment. I'll take your calls, or we'll wrap it up if you guys have nothing else to add or ask. Don't be fooled by insurance companies telling you where you have to get your prescriptions filled. Anderson Crossing Pharmacy in Andersonville can fill your prescriptions, and they'll do it in about 10 minutes. And make sure you ask Anderson Crossing Pharmacy about their loyalty card. You can save 10% on over-the-counter items. Anderson Crossing Pharmacy is at 3318 Andersonville Highway. Call them at 865-494-8444, 494-8444. Family owned and serving our area since 1995. Anderson Crossing Pharmacy, caring for you and about you. You have overgrown land that's slowing you down, thick brush, invasive trees, or stumps in your way? At S&R Forestry Mulching, they don't just clear your land, they will transform it for you. Their forestry mulching service will turn chaos into clear, usable space. Fast, efficiently, and no debris will be left behind. Perfect for trails, fence lines, hunting property, or fire prevention. One machine, one crew, one call. S&R Forestry Mulching. 865-441-3030. 4642. We used them here at the radio station, 865-441-4642. S&R Forestry Mulching. Veteran owned, and no job is too big or too small.
My first mistake wasn't running out of cash. It wasn't even maxing out my credit card. My first mistake was not knowing Shylock's Pawn Shop was just around the corner.
Life throws curveballs, but that doesn't mean you're out of options. Shylock's Pawn Shop offers fast cash loans, retail sales, and more. When you need a helping hand, we're here for you. Visit us at 1204 Clinch Avenue, Clinton, or online at ShylockSpawn.com. Remember, Shylock's has cash for you.
Help is just around the corner. Remember, Shylock's has cash for you.
Hey y'all, it's Elise from Rusty Wash Chevrolet in Clinton. Can you believe we've been open for 10 years? Come celebrate all month long with deals like these. This month you can get up to $10,000 off select new Chevrolets with rates as low as 0%. And remember, all new Chevys come with Rusty's exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. So together, let's drive to the 10-year anniversary at Rusty Wash Chevrolet, or visit us online at rustywashchevrolet.com, where Chevys cost less. See dealer for details.
Get ready for summer and lake season at Hammer Stores. Every week, there are new shipments of ladies' famous label sportwear and men's branded clothing. Ladies and girls' boutique fashions are 25% off Hammer's regularly low marked price. Check out new arrivals for summer from Simply Southern and our largest selection ever of men's fishing apparel from Huck, Magellan, Real Life, and Habit. We have just received truckloads of short sleeve printed tees from several famous makers that can outfit the entire family for the coming warmer months. Enjoy hot deals on men's shirts, swim trunks, and shorts from famous makers like Worldwide Sportsman, Columbia, Johnny O, Simply Southern, and many, many more. Beat the heat with all-terrain gear, pants, and shorts from Wrangler at all-time low prices. Continue your spring cleaning and save now on a truckload sale of throw rugs and area rugs. Also, visit Hammer's Facebook and Instagram for daily deals. If you miss a day, you miss a bargain at Hammer's, Clinton, Sevierville, Wartburg, Halls, and Newcastle.
Two Hammers, you should see us now.
It's football time and flooring time, too, in Tennessee. Head coach since 1973 at David's Abbey Carpet and Floors is Coach David Hayes. If you know Coach Hayes, then you know he is now calling the plays, sitting in the booth while son Mike Hayes is in the 3 stores instructing his 3 teams that customer satisfaction is the winning play with attention to details like the 2-year installation warranty. 3 generations of family are working on the sidelines, ready to go into the game at any time, including your playbook, carpet, vinyl, laminate, hardwoods, tile, and rugs. This fall, let David's Abbey Carpet and Floors run your next project over the goal line for the big win. That's David's Abbey Carpet and Floors, Knoxville, Maryville, and Pigeon Forge.
All right, my friends and neighbors, let's get to the phones here. I almost said let's wrap it up. I just noticed that we had phones going. All right, just hang on now. We aren't going to leave you hanging. We'll get you. Good morning, WYSH Radio. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor on WYSH. Hi.
Hey, it's me again, Mark.
It's me again, Margaret.
I heard you say you was having Mayor Frank on next week there.
Tuesday.
I would... I don't know that. I think it is the conservation board there that really got our friends over in the Claxton community ruffled over tearing that park down.
Well, they took a piece of a slide down. Denise Palmer, who's one of the commissioners, had said there had been a lawsuit filed by someone because that slide was broken. This is what another commissioner was telling me. No, I couldn't find. I've looked. I can't find any lawsuit filed.
I don't think there's been any lawsuit.
Me neither. But evidently that was brought to attention to folks. So I guess we're going to repair the slide or take it down. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll tell you what, I'll have every answer for you here by this time Tuesday.
Is that the day she's going to be up there on Tuesday?
Yeah, she's going to be here Tuesday. David's here Monday. The mayor's here Tuesday. Russell's here Wednesday. David West here Thursday. And ASAP of Anderson here Friday.
We are to have a really good insight on the whole community.
Well,
by the end of the week.
I invited Tracy to come up, too, before.
Well, I saw that. And, of course, I don't know. It don't sound like you've got room next week, but I would like to hear the people that built it that park for the kids over there. I'd like to hear their side of the story too.
Well, you're talking to one of them. I helped build it. So did Wimp. We helped raise money for it. We were there for the grand opening of it. The community built it. Yeah. And this is what I say. If TVA is taking the lease over and they say it's got to be taken down, make TVA take it down. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do their job for them if they're going to make us do that. But Tracy said he's checked with TVA, and they don't have a December deadline. I don't know where that came from, but I'll find out. Promise.
Well, I think originally it was like I don't know if it was the 1st of October or 1st of September or something when it was supposed to be started to be torn down.
I don't know why they can't just continue to let us use it. Are they going to build something on it or something? I don't understand.
And then hasn't TVA allocated like $250,000 to build a new one?
Yep. So they got to find a place to do that. They got to find somewhere. I was thinking maybe where the Claxton School is now, if they could preserve part of that when they sell it, cut part of it out and continue, hold part of it as a small park. That's a small kids play palace. They could move it over there somewhere possibly. I don't know. Again, these are things that when I invited the mayor and when I invited Tracy, it was before the slide incident, but there was a lot of scuttlebutt about what to do over there with the playground, and I wanted to get them on and let Tracy bring questions from the community and let the mayor answer them from her position with the Conservation Board, or both of those two officials are in contact with TVA. So based on, their conversations with TVA and what TVA does or doesn't want us to do. So we'll see. But like I said, if TVA is forcing us off that property after they've leased it to us and let us use it, and after $100,000 plus was raised, you go back to Spud, some of these other guys that worked really hard to put that park out there.
But a lot of the, especially in Claxton there, they put in a lot of time, effort, and blood and sweat and everything else and money.
I know. But my point is, if TVA is really going to do that, I'd let TVA do it. Or I'd make them sue us to make us do it. I wouldn't volunteer to go take down our park. Kids will still go as long as the gate's open. We'll still have people down there. They hopefully will repair the slide and put it back up there. It's a fiberglass slide. It shouldn't be too hard to do. Some duct tape ought to fix it.
You would think, yeah.
I'd fix it with some duct tape.
Duct tape will just about fix anything.
Yeah. So, but we'll get in. Again, if you guys want me to ask stuff, let me know. Don't call me afterwards and say, why didn't you ask this? Because I don't think of all of the stuff you guys want to ask.
Well, I'm sure that'll be part of the topic of conversation when you got her on the air to be discussed about that. And I don't know, I've seen some other stuff there. Of course, I think the world of Terry Frank. I've always gotten along good with her, but gosh, I think she's had some online battles, it seems like, going on here lately with Lauren Belosky.
Yeah.
And maybe that's over the animal shelter. Maybe we can find out what's going on with that stuff too there. So
I know they're building a new one over there, by the Clinton dog park. That's coming in over there. That's going to be a big deal. So hopefully we'll get some plans on that, find out what relief that will bring. I know that the mayor was
going to break ground on it.
I don't know. I don't know when they're doing any of it. We'll find out though.
Well, all right then. I'll be tuned in on Tuesday, listening. Of course, my ears may be on fire from Queener's Corner first, but
David will bring. He'll come loaded for Bear Monday. I can tell.
Oh yeah, especially if Clinton wins and the Balls win, there, he'll be loaded for Bear.
He'll be ready to go. Thank you, Mike.
All right, see you, brother.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Anything you want to add?
Well, I kind of want to touch on that park, which I was part of. I just lived right up the road from it, and being a director of basketball, I seen over about 16 to 1,800 kids come through our basketball program, and every end of the year party was always down at the playground. So many kids that were happy, so many kids that enjoyed that park, and to see a end of an era to happen, because my daughter Amberly, she said, this is the saddest day of her life. Think that they're going to tear that down.
Yeah.
Because it's very sentimental to our Claxton community that I grew up in.
I don't know. I just can't reconcile myself that it's a done deal. Again, if they're going to build something right there, yeah. But if they're just taking it down to take it down because it's the end of the steam plant, I don't know. I don't get that.
Well, I just think if they're going to take it down, there should be a plan in place.
And it should be their plan.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think it's outrageous. You make the community raise the money. You make the community build the park. Then you're going to make the same community take it back down because you throwing them off the property. I say leave it to TVA. Let them send their guys out there in their TVA uniforms, take it down. Let people get that image of the Tennessee Valley Authority. That's what I'd do. But that's just me. I'm not the county mayor. I'm not an elected official, but if it were up to me, I would say, if you guys want it, you take it down.
Yep.
We're not taking it down. And then they say, well, we'll sue you. Well, sue us. Go ahead. Sue us to take down a park so that you can just simply have the land that you don't need, that you already leased to us.
And the thing that really also a part about that park is that there were so many families that made donations for those pavilions.
Yes.
And every weekend, somebody's there having a birthday party for these kids. So
again, I want to know if indeed TVA needs it torn down, why? I mean, we took down the smokestacks that blew ash everywhere, and they were worried about the ash. Well, you don't have to worry about the ash anymore. They're not going to be doing that.
Well, I'm concerned, like I say, growing up as a kid, we had football programs. We've had our football programs dissolved. We've had our basketball programs dissolved. Now, what else is there left for the kids in the community to have?
South Clinton, Claxton area need.
It's that park.
Yeah.
And we need our resources. We don't want kids staying all day in the house playing video games. They need fresh air.
Again, there's a disconnect somewhere. I saw where Tracy said he talked to TVA, and they said they had no plans to tear it down. Well, if TVA had no plans of tearing it down, where did all this come from? Did somebody just dream it up? No, TVA said, they were reclaiming all this property. I don't know if they said they're going to tear down the park, but again, if they're going to end the lease, whatever that we have on that land, then leave it to them. I mean, let them enforce it. Let them do it. Make them execute whatever they want executed on their property. And then if we've got $250,000 that they've put up, if we can find some place near to build that, I would also put the angst on TVA to reassemble it somewhere. If you're going to, a lease outlives the sale. If you buy a house, if you're right now and out there and you go buy a house and it has a leasee in it, somebody's leasing it from the person you're buying it, that lease trumps your purchase. Did you know that? If it's a 10-year lease and you buy the house, whomever is leasing it has the right to be there through the end of that lease. The purchase, ownership does not void the lease. The lease outlasts, trumps the ownership. So my question is, what are the terms of this lease? Was it just given? Was it donated? Was it loan? I mean, I'd like to know what the terms of the lease of the property was. And then are we coming to the end of the lease and they're just not going to renew it? Or legally the lease has changed because legally the description of the properties have changed? It's not, I don't know. A lot of questions. That's why I wanted folks that could answer them. So maybe we'll get the answers to those questions from Mayor Frank on Tuesday. And again, between now and then, if you guys want to ask something, I suggest that you reach out to me by email, by text. You can call me, and I will ask questions on your behalf. But if you don't call me and ask what to ask, don't call and complain that I don't ask what you want me to ask. So, I can't read your minds. 865-457-1380. I guess we're going to call it a day. You guys enjoy yourself. Go Vols. Go Dragons. I think the Dragons are going to win at least by a touchdown. I think we might have a good night, big night tonight, maybe even a 3-touchdown. I don't know. Our offense is good. Our defense is having some problems. I think maybe we see something gel tonight. Be good if we did. And again, I've got a pretty good feeling about tomorrow with the Vols. I don't know. I hate when I feel like this, too, because if we lose, I get so let down. Enjoy yourselves. It's 11:28. Thanks for tuning in, dialing up, and listening in. We'll see you back here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Remember, Queener's Corner on Monday. Be here with me and Mr. David Queener.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem,